up, guys? Back with another video. So we got the patch notes. All right, so we'll go ahead and get into this. We got 3 new uniforms: Ghost Rider, Juggernaut, and Dr. Voodoo. And Juggernaut and Dr. Voodoo are getting a tier 4. We're getting a brand new tier 3, Black Knight. All right, so also they have added a new lobby theme. This update is going to be kind of mid, but we will go with it. All right, so we're getting one new hero, Black Knight. He is a combat superhero, human male. The ability is Weapon Master. He is going to be a paywall character, but on the 26th, as you can see, we're getting a Savage Avengers event quest. So you can get his bios for free on that day. All right. So his leadership to all allies is a debuff reduction. His tier 2 passive, he gets super armor all defense, skill damage bonus damage, and 30% damage reduction. His 4-star passive applies to all allies. You get 40% increase of HP, damage reduction from reflected effects by 50%, and reflect all attacks. So kind of PvP oriented, like they said in the live stream. The first skill has stun, second has stun and fear. The third skill, he has a counter attack, ignore iframe. With fear, incapacitation, and paralysis, with a 100% damage immunity and a 1% accumulation. The fourth skill has a frenzy buff, 50-50 all attack, all defense. And then he has on the 5th, he has a 30% heal, invincible, and he has the frenzy buff on the 5th. So that is that. And that is Black Knight. All right, so the 3 new uniforms will be 40% off. Got Ghost Rider, still the same universal superhero. Everything kind of seems the same with Ghost Rider, but he does have brand new skills, and he does ride on a giant spider on the 5th skill, which is pretty dope. So he still keeps his increased basic damage to supervillains by 120%. Though he has a 30% damage reduction, skill damage, bonus damage, all that. He still keeps his iframe ignore on the 4th. All right, he has 100% chance to penetrate everything. He has invincible, and acquires the following effect for 0.1 second. Activates when attacking a supervillain type enemy. Wow, okay. Still keeps the 150% damage proc on the 4. And the 5th, he still has. So everything is basically the same, but he just got brand new skills. All right, next up is Juggernaut. He is a superhero in this uniform. He's still a combat. All right. So his uniform effect, he has 30% increase of HP, 55% damage reduction from reflected effects, and he has reflect all attacks as well with skill damage bonus damage. The tier 2 passive, he still has his 5% heal for 1 second. And then he has a frenzy buff also on the tier 2 passive. Okay, on his 4-star passive, he has ignore dodge, super armor on defense, and 40% damage reduction. The first skill has stun, second skill has fracture, and stun and invincible for 2 seconds. Everything is on low cooldown, which is okay. The third skill has silence, damage immunity, and increase all attack by 10% per 1% of pure damage received. So he has to receive the damage to get that. And it accumulates pure damage up to 15% of max HP. Okay, he keeps the iframe ignore on the 4, where he has a 30% heal and the 50% all attack, 20% all defense. And the 5th skill has invincible with increase of basic damage by 50% for 2 attacks. Alright, so he is kind of towards PvP as well. Alright, next we have Dr. Voodoo. Still the same universal superhero. He will mainly be a lead and support. His uniform effect applies to universal types. Increased basic damage dealt to villains by 50% and 20% damage reduction. So that's pretty good. His leadership applies to all allies. He has the debuff, all debuff effect by 40. And they get an extra 30% increase of all attack. The tier 2 passive gets, for all allies, gets ignore dodge by 30%. And himself gets a skill damage, bonus damage, and 90% chance to become immune to flame damage. Okay. The 4-star passive. It's only when poison is affected, so no world bosses will be affected by the poison, so it's kind of useless in a World Boss Legend. But for like probably like AC and all that, the enemies will get a decrease of all attack by 30%, and he will get a 20% heal. Okay. The 1st skill has stun. 2nd has poison, snare, and silence. 3rd skill has poison and paralysis. The 4th has everything: fear, poison, incapacitation, invincible, a frenzy buff. He still keeps the V-pad on the 5. He has a 30% heal with a 0.8% accumulation. Well, increase of all attacks. Okay. And he has accumulation also. Okay, so very decent kit for Dr. Voodoo, but like I said, it'll probably just be mainly for leadership and support. Alright, next up, Dr. Voodoo and Juggernauts tier 4s. They're basically the same. Dr. Voodoo's is just a little bit more with the all attack. Juggernauts is 55%. And increased basic damage dealt to enemy with 50% HP or lower by 60%. And Dr. Voodoo's is 70% increase of all attack with increased basic damage dealt to enemies with 50% HP or lower by 70%. So kind of the same there. Black Knight with the tier 3 has fear, ignore dodge, invincible, and an increase of all attack by 50%. And there's that skill right there. The ladies of S.H.I.E.L.D. are getting an awakening. So Daisy Johnson, Mockingbird, and Agent 13 are getting the Transcendent. Alright, so that's that. There's a lot of stuff in here. We have the new lobby theme, where you can change the lobby. Most of this stuff, as you can see, each background theme can be purchased with gold, crystals, and other currency. So, it's up to you if you want to change your background, I guess. New artifacts, which are kind of whatever. Black Knight is kind of like X-23, Black Swan, and Dakin. So it's kind of PvP oriented. Daisy, Mockingbird, and Agent 13 all have the all attack buff. But Mockingbird has the dodge, and Agent 13 has the ignore dodge. So there's that. New Future Pass with the Juggernaut and Ghost Rider. Let's see. The icons. Okay, so they put tier 4 ticket and a transcendent potential ticket in there. Okay, so there's that. So there's the icons of the new uniform collection. All 3 uniforms, you'll get 180 life seed. Okay, hot deals. We're going to have a new loyalty point reward if you spend money. So they're changing those also. Instead of tier 3 materials, you get tier 4 and eternal flames and all that stuff. And at the end, you spend like $485 or whatever. Instead of an Odin Blessing chest, you'll get a CTP chest. There's that. Then you have the web shop, in which we'll do that when it's live, where you'll get like 10 million gold every day if you log in. So if you're free to play, that's 10 million gold every day if you log into the web shop. You don't have to buy anything. Other improvements, story mode, instead of having to, once you finish one, you back out, go to another one. You can just keep progressing through all the story mode if you have like just one team, which is very nice. Okay. And the ultimate story mode, they are doing a little bit of changing on the effects, where most floors are immune to energy or physical damage, and you have to use either or, use the reverse characters for that. And then you have reflect damage from heroes and reflect damage from villains, and immunity to non-elemental damage. So they will be changing that from the enemy will have 40% chance to gain energy immunity, physical immunity, all that. Increased damage taken by superheroes by 250%, all that stuff. So there is that. All right, moving on. Okay, now this is what I want to talk about. The token shop for the timeline battle. I'm glad they changing this. So they're going to take out all the tier 3 materials and awakening materials, put it in the Odin Blessing, tier 4, and Power Demirs and Godstones for the advanced glory tokens, which is very nice. Very nice. I've been holding on to them tokens for a long time. So they will be rearranging the token shop. So make sure you hoard all the glory tokens and advanced glory tokens for those. And then we have character level sorting, where you can just ascend or descend like from bios. If you rank up your characters. Giant boss raid, they're changing the co-op skill to it's going to be like a buff increase skill damage for a certain period of time. So instead of the co-op skill, just using co-op skill, it'll be a buff on a giant boss raid. Then we have timeline battle and otherworld battle with the little speed icon, like for Team Battle Arena. So there's that. The epic quest, if you're doing your daily challenges, instead of winning in timeline, it'll be participate in timeline, so that way you get through it quicker. Dimension missions, you'll get 30 biometrics or X genes daily, will be added to the support character list. Okay. And can be obtained by clearing dimension missions. Alright. Power saving mode, they're changing that. It's an issue has been fixed, all that stuff. Multiverse saga function has been added to skip the initial event scenes when you enter this content. Okay. Emblem collections, bonus mission rewards, main lobbies, all that stuff. And they are going to fix Emma Frost with her messed up legs, so they will fix that. And they're fixing story mode with 5.1 when the screen is kind of like faulting out and you have to close your game and reopen it. They're going to fix that also. And that is it. So nothing too crazy or whatever, except for all this PvP stuff or whatever. Don't really care. That's really not my thing. I'd rather do PvE. But I'm glad they're changing the timeline token shop. Definitely glad about that. Story mode, which a lot of people don't quit playing story mode, but this is a really good change. And that is it. So, yep, that is it. So, let me know what y'all guys think of the patch notes. 3 more characters down for the Transcendent skills, and Daisy Johnson with a little bit of a bump. They just need uniforms now. So there is that. Can't wait to get my hands on Ghost Rider's uniform so I can ride that Spider. Very nice. But yeah, let me know what y'all guys think. The patch notes, went through it a little quickly. It is really late here. But yeah, just let me know what y'all guys think. Smash that like button, hit that subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video.